Complex numbers. Complex numbers in standard form are a plus bi, where a is the real number part, the bi is the imaginary part. Together it's a complex number. There's two terms, so we're going to treat them as binomials. I is equal to the square root of -1. We can't take the square root of -1. We always say it's not real, so we assign it I, an imaginary number. If I square I for I squared, and then I square the square root of -1, I squared equals -1. So we're going to subtract two complex numbers. We'll have 2 plus 3i minus 5 minus 7i. Rewriting this, we'll have 2 plus 3i minus 5 plus 7i. All you have to do is combine the real number parts and then combine the imaginary parts. So 2 minus 5 is -3, 3i plus 7i is positive 10i. And again, our answer is written in standard form. The real number part first, then the imaginary part. Multiplying two complex numbers will be just like multiplying two binomials. And if you want to write out FOIL to keep track of your multiplication, you can. First terms, 6 times 2 is 12. Outer term will be plus 30i. Inside term is minus 6i. And your last term will be minus 15, and then I times I is I squared. Simplifying 12, now 30i minus 6i, those are considered like terms. That'll be plus 24i. And now our I squared here is -1, so you're going to have -15 times -1 for positive 15. Finally, combining the 12 and the 15, you'll have 27 plus 24i. Dividing. To divide two complex numbers, you need to multiply the denominator by its conjugate. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator, which is 3 plus I. So we're going to need to FOIL top and bottom. So here we'll have 6 plus 2i plus 9i plus 3i squared all over 9 plus 3i minus 3i minus I squared. Now remember, when you multiply conjugates, the outer and the inner terms are additive inverses, so they add up to 0. Simplifying so far what we have on top, we'll have 6 plus 11i. Remember, I squared is -1, so we got 3 times -1 for minus 3. Our denominator will be 9, and again, I squared is -1, so minus the -1 becomes plus 1. So we end up with 6 minus 3 is 3 plus 11i over 10. Writing this in standard form will be 3/10 plus 11/10 I. Finally, let's take I to the 24th plus I to the 5th, and we're going to do this by rewriting everything in terms of I squared. So I to the 24th can be rewritten as I squared raised to the 12th power plus I to the 5th we could say is I squared squared, that takes care of I to the 4th now, times I. So I squared is -1 raised to the 12th plus -1 squared times I. -1 to the 12th is 1 plus I squared is 1 times I, or 1 plus I.